Good morning, guys. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy, beautiful, beautiful fourth Sunday in the last month of 2024. Because I woke up this morning, I just want to tell the Almighty God, thank you. Let's drink some medication, some ginger, some emergency hot tea to help me, be able to breathe and speak well. Try to sing, but it's a little congested, but God is there. I came out this morning to just tell God thank you and to encourage somebody who always celebrating negativity, who always fear to take a leap of faith, including myself, who are afraid of what people are going to say. I encourage you and myself this morning to celebrate what you want to see more of. Celebrate what you want to see more of. If you want to see more positivity, celebrate positivity. If you want to see more of success, celebrate more of success. You don't have to be a millionaire, billionaire before you celebrate what God has in store for you. If you want to see more of victory, celebrate victory. You want to see more of togetherness, you celebrate. Whatever that leads on your mind, your body, and soul that you want to see more of, celebrate that. And never be afraid to celebrate whatever you feel within your spirit. Is a form of happiness, joy, success. Whatever it is that you are afraid of, that I am afraid of, the things that I fear, the things that you fear to do it. Whatever positive thing that you feel within your soul, your mind, your body, that you are afraid of to do because of the backlash or what people would say, or what your circle would think of you, do it. Do it. Make that mistakes. Never be afraid to make those mistakes, because with mistakes, you either learn and grow from it, or you remain in that spot and continuously make mistakes. You can never be afraid to make mistakes, because mistakes is a part of life. We make mistakes each and every day. Every day we make some type of mistakes, knowingly and unknown to us. We make mistakes. So don't be afraid to do that, to take that leap of faith. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared to do it. Don't be scared to grab that microphone and stay on that stage and minister. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared to grab your phone, take your camera, and go live and speak into the lives of people. Because there are people all over the world that are going through trials and tribulations, that are going through trauma, that are in dark places, that are going through depression, that are down and out. Then they feel like God has forgotten about them. Your voice can make a difference in someone's life. But when you and I are afraid to speak up or encourage somebody, those people remain in those places because they feel like there's nowhere to turn. If we can do it behind the scene, we should be able to do it in front of the world. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's ever going to be perfect. We're going to sin each and every day. And God knows that we are sinners. If you stand here to say you're perfect, never make any mistake in your life before, you are a blatant lie. Impossible. If you want to see more of people succeeding in life and getting out of dark places and situations, celebrate that. Encourage that. Make that mistakes this year before this year comes to an end. Make that mistake next year, as long as those mistakes are going to lead you into the right place, the right department, the right table, the right company, the right kings and queens, the right circle. We have to realize that the objective of a new year is not that we should have a new year, because every year is a new year. But the whole objective of a new year is for us to fight to have a new soul. If our soul was dark before, we gotta fight to have a soul that is no longer dark. If our soul was empty before, the whole objective to enter into a new year, and as God takes us through into that new year, lower your phone, is for us to cleanse our soul and have a fresh new soul that connects. That is the whole purpose and the whole objective of a new year, to fight for a new soul. We cannot be afraid to fight for a new soul as we enter into a new year. We cannot be afraid to fight for a fresh, new, healthy beginning. Because you have to remember, what New Year's gives to you is what you bring into the New Year's. What the New Year will give to you and I depends on what we're going to bring into the New Year. If we bring sadness, negativity, disappointment, frustration, feeling sorry for ourselves, and blaming everybody else for our lack of success, that's what the New Year is going to give to us. Because you know, sometimes the enemy likes for you to give them a victory. Even though they're fighting you behind the scene and you are afraid to do things that you want to do, things that you feel are going to benefit you and your household and those that are around you. They want you to come out crying, the enemy, the enemy, the enemy. Stop giving them a victory. Stop giving them the authorization. Stop giving them the praise. Stop making them feel important. Stop being afraid to tell yourself, I am a child of God. God be for me. Who can be against me? He never said they're not going to throw false accusations on your name. He never said they're not going to dig the pit to try to bury you alive. He never said they're not going to try to see you behind bars for you to go to jail. He never said they're going to try to tarnish your reputation. He never said they're not going to sit in group and circle to plot and plan evil for you. He said they're going to do all of those things. But you got to remain truthful and fearless. And know that when God is for you, no one can be against you. Then you have to know the fear that they are placing in you for you to not do certain things because you're afraid of people labeling you as. Since when he or she started preaching about God? Since when she started encouraging people being a voice of reason? Don't worry about when or how. Worry about the now. It might have been that you don't know. It might have been being behind the scene. And now it's time to come to the front page. Do you know how many people be looking for someone to speak words into their lives? Someone to just speak life into their lives. Someone to just let them know that God has not forgotten about you, about me. We are fighting battles on the regular, on the daily basis, right? It's all about the fit. It's all about our fit. And knowing that God got us. You know, when you get so much attacks from people in the physical and in the spiritual, know that you are greater. You are greater. Because if your light is not so bright, people will not be fighting you. So whatever that is in your hands, that goes to myself as well. Don't be afraid to use it. The enemies are fighting you on a regular for you to be afraid to use what God has given to you. Don't be afraid. Go ahead. Jump. Do it. Make that mistake, because mistake is a part of life. Make that mistakes. Make those mistakes. Accept those mistakes. And say, yes, I make these mistakes, but now, God, you have, when mistakes comes growth or stagnation. We make mistakes to either grow or remain in the same spot. Each year we learn something new about ourselves. Each year we learn our strengths and our weaknesses. Each year we learn what put fear in us that can take us to the next level. But we are afraid to jump because we are afraid so much to make mistakes. Like, you be so hard on yourself and you be like, why if I do this and this is not right? People would say, you know how many times people are talking about some of us are still talking? People that some of us don't even know. That we might never even meet. And we used to be so afraid when you hear say, let's say you do this one. You're like, but I don't even know those people. Then you're afraid to come out. You know the thing about all addresses? Think about all addresses now. You either remain at that same zip code or you relocate to a new zip code. And when you relocate to a new zip code, those who want to still go live and dig up your old address to see all the places that you have lived. It's like when you go for employment. They want to know where you have lived in the last, is it 8 years? They want you to list down everything why, because they want to do background checkup on you to see, if those are accurate and that you commit any crime and, etc., etc., etc. They want you to go back 8 years, I think 8 or 10 years. And you have to remember, sometimes they tell you go back for 1999 or when you enter the state or when you started working or when you was born. And you got to go back. But that's for a job purpose, right? But you see, with mankind, they go back to your old address to dig up everything, the fats, the non-fats. And that's to put fear in you. People will always dig up and come up and say, this person did this, you did that, you are this, you are that. But that's your old address. Do you still live there? Should that put fear in you for you to be able to move? Should that put fear in you for you to be able to do, for you to not be able to do what you want to do that you know is going to bring or have a positive result on or impact in people's lives? On this fourth Sunday of December the 22nd, 2024. Whatever you are afraid of, I am afraid of doing, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. People are going to have a discussion with this video, that's fine. People are probably going to say stuff like, we should start pushing Allah. We should start talking about Allah. But guess what? I always been praying. But just because you didn't see it. Should I worry me? At least I'm doing something positive. At least I'm trying my best to not live at that old address. At least I'm begging and crying to God to make me a brand new person, to change me. At least I'm encouraging somebody somewhere that feels like no hope left. The year is coming, the year has come to an end, there's no hope left. All hope has left them. They feel like God is not real. God is not there, because if God was there, how come they're still in the same spot, going through the same situation, crying day and night, praying and fasting day and night? You know what people don't realize about fasting? When you fast and you put your mind, body, and soul into that fast, and you really communicate and connect with God, miracle happens. That's what people don't realize, especially dry fast. When you do dry fast, even though it drains you, but things happen, wonders take place, miracles take place. It's not easy. But nothing good ever comes easy, does it? Whatever you want to do. If we have few more days left, a week and a half left in this year, take that leap of faith. Jump. If you're afraid to go drive, if you're afraid to start that business, start it. If you are afraid to start that new relationship, start it. If you are afraid to go after the ones that you love, go after it. If you are afraid to bag that degree, go after it. If you are afraid to try for that position, try. Make it possible. And when all of these things you want to try, you try and it don't excel, you know that you tried. You're not going to be sitting somewhere and be regretting it and be telling yourself, if I have known, I wish I should have, I wish I could have, I wish I would have. Instead of you shooting and wouldn't and couldn't, do it. If you're afraid to take that test, study hard. That goes to myself. Study hard. And if you fail, you know you tried and you go back. You try it again, because that test is for your greater achievement in life. Don't worry about when you start. Worry about how you finish. Worry about the strength. Pray for the strength from God. Don't let your age fool you. Don't be like, I'm in my 40s, so life is over. I'm going to stop. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep pushing. Don't say I'm in my 30s and all my friends in their 20s are achieving. I'm not. That should encourage you, not discourage you. Don't be afraid. Don't feel that it's late to get that high school diploma or that GED. Yes, you played around and you never got it. And you have multiple kids and you're married now and you still feel stagnated. You still feel left out. You still feel unachieved. Get up. Go and get it. Get it. Start. Starting is the whole point of becoming whom we want to become. Fight off whatever you're afraid to do and do it. If you want to stand in front of that camera and go live on all your pages and encourage people, do that. If you are a voice of reason, be that voice of reason. Yes, you're human, you're going to make mistakes. But that should not stop you from being a blessing to the next man. That should not stop you from being a blessing or a healer to the next person. God himself is not going to come down to heal. He's going to use people. He has been using people year after year, time after time again. The real ones. Not the fake ones. Not the shady ones. Not the greedy ones. Not the 419 ones. But you get the point. Not the manipulators. The real ones. Happy Sunday. Happy 4th Sunday in the 12th month. And Merry Christmas in advance. Just in case you don't see me. Like, I was so tempted. Like, I have been tempted so bad. I did not want to come back live in December. But I have been really tempted, and I'm praying God. But like, God will be done. When you have Jesus Christ in your life, your problems are going to double up. But guess what? Testing your strength to see how faithful and truthful you are. And you are going to overcome all of those obstacles, all of those stumbling blocks. When you start having Jesus Christ in your life, when you get out of that fear and start taking him into your heart, your mind, body, and soul, you're going to lose a lot of people. And that's okay, because those people were never for you. Don't be afraid to lose them. Be afraid to lose God. Don't be afraid to lose those people. Because why? That means you were never in line with one another. Have it will, love. Happy Sunday again. Have it well. Only him can have his will in us. Social media on no copyrights to any of these songs that are playing. With that being said, place your order for my juice. I know people gonna complain but that's fine. I'm still gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it. Because why is gonna do something positive for you? You don't have the time. I make time for things that I need and want. Happy Sunday. Early birds always, wake up early. And that's the most thing to do when you wake up early. Tell God thank you. Tell him almost Jesus Christ thank you. And appreciate him. You all enjoy your day. I'm about to get ready to go to the gym. It's 6:39. I want to go early to come back early. Have it well in our lives. Happy Sunday.